Horseless Headsman calling in from Texas. Horseless Headsman, you are live on Truth Wanted. What's going on?
Good evening, gentlemen. Enjoying the show. Nice to see an expanded panel. And a special hello to Jamie. I'm legally blind myself. So I always identify with that gentleman. Yes, it sucks, but we do what we need to do.
What's on your mind, man?
So I call to talk about the final experiment, if you know what that is.
The final experiment.
Yep, it is a trip to Antarctica that is being undertaken by several prominent people in the skeptic community, and they're taking some avowed flat earthers with them to see the 24-hour sun.
Wait, it's skeptics like us skeptics?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like prominent people who have spoken out against flat Earth.
Who are taking the people to Antarctica?
Taking some flat earthers to Antarctica
on
a boat to show them the 24-hour sun.
Oh, no. That's not good. They've done this before. Don't you remember they did that documentary where they took like the young Earth creationists to like, the Smithsonian and stuff and the Grand Canyon? That didn't change any of their minds. I don't think this is going to do what they think it's going to do.
No. But what are your thoughts on it, Chief?
Yeah.
That's precisely right. The flat Earth community is already backpedaling as quickly as possible, coming up with every reason why this is a fraud, why it's not going to work. They're going to give them acid. It's just,
oh no.
Yeah, they are distancing themselves from the experiment because it's dead on proof that the Earth is a globe, and we can't be having that shit.
Okay, so you're telling me all I have to do is say the Earth is flat, and I win a free cruise to Antarctica? Because listen, I'm live on the air. I could say a lot of things right now. I don't know. Sounds like a good deal to me, but yeah, that's...
You'd have to establish...
Yeah, I of course, like when you plan a big trip like that, of course they're going to say, oh, it's a psyop or something, right? Like, I don't believe that's going to be doing the work that people think it's going to be doing, but I don't know.
There'll be a dozen different reasons why it couldn't possibly have happened. Once you've dedicated yourself to an impossibility, stacking up absurdities is no problem.
Yeah.
It's like, it's AI. They didn't even really go to the South Pole. They were in a movie studio the whole time with really strong air conditioning. There a million ways to deny reality.
Yeah.
You're
Is this going to be like a Netflix documentary, though? I'm assuming they got to film all this.
They'll film it. They'll probably put it on their respective YouTube channels. If any of the flat earthers that are going are convinced by it, they are immediately going to be disavowed as plants.
Yeah.
Like you said, sir, it is almost inevitable that this will not solve the problem because it's not about truth. It's about feeling superior. It's about being right or feeling right. And
I've got to admit, it's difficult for me to take flat earthers serious because it's just such a obviously a demonstrable false beliefs. But of course, it's like my dad used to tell me as a kid with people and their attitudes. It's don't confuse me with the facts. My mind is made up. Because really, that's what it is with these people. If they were looking for the truth, they wouldn't need to go to Antarctica to find it. So the mere fact that they're getting on a boat, maybe Dan's right with they wanted the free vacation and they're smart enough to get that. But no one's going to be convinced of this.
Yeah, nobody that hasn't already made up their minds. Go ahead.
The logic of flat Earth is so bizarre. First of all, why would anybody make a 1,000-year-long global, really hard to maintain conspiracy over something that doesn't really matter? It's like what would be the point of concealing the flat Earth truth? Like who cares?
Well,
it affects nothing. The sun still comes up in the it's like. So the point of that conspiracy.
I think the flat Earth community, from what I've gathered, kind of has a perspective on this, and this is one that's shared by all flat Earthers. But one of them is that the Bible specifically teaches that the Earth is flat, and there's some case you could make for that. And so because that is a Christian worldview or Jewish worldview, however you want to call it, that the suppression of that truth is only bringing, like, I guess, more power and influence for, like, the secular world, right? Because, like, if you can just demonstrate that the Bible has falsehoods in it, if you're, like, a biblical literalist, then, then, of course, why would you believe in the Bible, right? So I think part of it is kind of a rationalization for Christian belief. That's definitely not all flat earthers, but I have seen that postulated from flat earthers themselves, who talk about, this is why. It's because they're demonic forces that are trying to
keep us from God.
Yeah, keep us from God and keep us from knowing the truth about things, right? So
well, I don't want to straw man flat Earth people. Any belief deserves to be given its due. And if you're a flat earther and want to call us and refute these things, do feel free to do so. But I know a couple of flat earthers personally, and yes, both of them are citing the firmament and the Bible and the pillars of the earth and the corners of the earth, as proof that it's flat. And I'm like, well, book says so. I guess it's true.
Yeah.
In defense, I guess that being a flat earther, as far as using that for the Bible, it's not nearly as bad as some of the other things that they could be believing, as far as promoting slavery.
Well,
yeah. The thing is, before I was a host, I called in as a caller, and it was one of the first calls I ever made, which is like, what is the minimum safe level of bullshit? And there isn't really one.
I don't think there is one.
Because the same patterns of thought, and this is what we're talking about with strong epistemology versus bad epistemology, is that if you're believing things for bad reasons, you might start acting on those beliefs for bad reasons, and that ain't great.
Yeah, listen, I've never been myself, but I have seen some footage of some flat earth conferences, okay? They are not just talking about flat earth at those things,
I can imagine.
right? Like it's if you're willing to believe in flat earth, you're willing to believe in a lot of things. And I think that there are genuine grifters who take advantage of that and sort of push their own stuff, whether it's like white supremacist beliefs, which I've definitely seen in there, anti-vax stuff, right? Other kinds of anti-science kind of worldviews. I think that all kind of gets lumped together because if it's the same demographic that's going to be listening to that, right? It's a marketing strategy on some level, which is terrifying and also sad. But I don't know. I feel like flat Earth that has kind of had its due. Like I feel like a few years ago it was really popping off and stuff. But I don't know. I feel like it kind of passed by the news cycle.
I believe the Netflix documentary Beyond the Curve, or Behind the Curve, was the nail in the coffin because that really made them look like they proved their own theories wrong.
It is definitely. Flat Earth is definitely 15 degrees ago.
Thanks, Bob.
What I did.
It's
yesterday's news. It's now it's just kind of an odd little subjunct of crazy in the U.S. Okay, gentlemen, thank you. I love this show. Keep doing it. Dan, you shaved your beard. Why'd you shave your beard?
I shaved my beard because people were bullying me online to shave my beard. That's honestly really why. I mean, I don't know. I was trying to do a thing with it. I still haven't cut my hair yet, which we'll see. I'm trying to see how much I can grow before my wedding, but I don't know. It's just I can't grow facial hair very well. That was almost a whole year of me really not shaving, and that's about as good as it got. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I know. It's not great.
I'm a low facial hair person. I'm a low facial hair person myself. I'm working on it now. I do look like the unsuccessful makeup guy from Planet of the Apes. It's not working out, but I'm going to keep trying. Gentlemen, thank you so much for the show. You do a great job, and keep giving the crazy people problems.